Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Just stop right there, Rory. Enough is enough is enough. You won the players. You play like you did today, tomorrow, and Sunday, you're going to walk away with the Grand Slam and the Masters. The 35-year-old, they keep saying it's between his ears, right? No one's going to argue about the God-given ability. Today, he was absolutely spectacular. The 89th Masters continues. Still several players out on the course. We'll keep you updated. The wind has picked up. And if you look at the waves of tee times, yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, this morning, and now late into this afternoon, this is by far the worst that it has been. And that is where the leaders are obviously going to play Saturday and Sunday if it remains like this. A little bit of light rain early this morning, made for some soft greens. And Rory McIlroy among those, really taking advantage of what did happen in the early morning. I mean, he came out today and just didn't make any mistakes. He only had one birdie on the front nine, so he was one under a 35 on the outgoing 36, surrounded by 8 pars. But then coming in was absolutely spectacular. Birdies on 10, 11, the eagle on 13, the birdie on 15. Just look at the card. 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 3. And then a couple of fours, parring both 17 and 18. And it's not as though it was perfect for Rory McIlroy. He was off to the right, off the tee, but really got some breaks in some pine straw, a little bit of a window. I believe it was on 13. Oh, excuse me, on 11. And then on 13 as well, where he hit the shot of the tournament. It was a 4-iron. It was from the pine straw. It went 200 or so yards, but just barely got over Rays Creek. And it was about 5 feet away from going into the water, or perhaps even, with backspin. And these guys, what they're able to do with that type of shot, which is just absurd as a weekend hack that I am. For the life of me, I cannot make my ball spin. These guys obviously can. But that was the shot of the tournament. I mean, if that rolls in, then you're looking at 2 in, drop 3, hit 4, possibly an opportunity to save par because he played so well today. His approach game was absolutely spectacular. But he left it about 15 feet from the cup and just buried the putt. That's something that we have seen yesterday before the meltdown that Rory had, coming in yesterday, the 2 double bogeys on 15 and 17 respectively, where he lost 4 strokes. The one aspect of his game that has been very evident through 36 holes is his confidence with the flat stick. Not only is he rolling the ball in, the speed of the ball, not barely just finding its way. He is very consistent, and obviously he is very confident. So, hey, there's a lot of golf to play, but let me be the first to tell you, if Rory McIlroy is even remotely close to what he did today, tomorrow, and Sunday, he is going to win the Masters, and he is going to be able to complete his Grand Slam. Justin Rose, you can just kind of sense it. It's going to go away. The 45-year-old, and, a flawless Thursday for Justin Rose, where he had, 9 birdies and only 1 bogey which was on 18. That wasn't the case today. He gave shots back on number 5, number 14, and number 17. Still posted a 71, which is good, and remains your clubhouse leader heading into the weekend at 8 under par. Bryson DeChambeau, a 68 today. I think he's the only golfer so far who has officially posted 2 rounds in the 60s. A 69 yesterday and a 68 today for Bryson DeChambeau. And then you look at the guys who were still out on the golf course, which we will keep you updated on. The big news right now is Scottie Scheffler, and he's got kind of a Phil Mickelson back 9 going. As a matter of fact, it's really been that way the entire day. Par is almost a rare score for Scottie Scheffler. Par is on 1, 3, 4, 5, and 9, as well as 13. Birdies on 2, 6, 8, 12, and 14. Unfortunately for Scheffler, he also has 3 bogeys, including 3 in 4 holes. If you look at what he did on 7, 10, and 11, I guess that would be 3 during a 5-hole stretch for Scottie Scheffler. But he's still got the par 5 15th. Okay, and I'm looking right now here on TV. He's really got a difficult shot back up against the front side of the bunker. So he's got to carry the entire bunker with plenty of green to work with to try to get it somewhere near the hole, and he's left it really short. I'm guessing right now I got outstanding eyes. Thank you to the good folks at Shmunez Vision. I'm guessing that's probably about a 25-foot putt for Scottie Scheffler here on 15, which you got to believe for him, this should be a scoring hole with the tough finish at 16, 17, and 18. So there you go. We are underway, headed towards the weekend. It's going to be a fantastic one here in Duval. Fired up for the Masters both tomorrow and Sunday, as I know that you are. We're going to go through the leaderboard here coming up in just a little bit. It's brought to you by the good folks over at Synovus Bank, and it's top 50 and ties. Unfortunately, 2 legends let it get away late. And I talked about the wind and just the overall course conditions and how difficult things did become late in the round. But if you look at Fred Couples at the age of 65 and you look at Bernard Langer at the age of 67, both have indicated, Langer has indicated that this is his final Masters, right? 41 of these. I mean, just imagine playing in 41 Masters. Bernard Langer's won a couple of them, but nonetheless, he went out at 1 under, birdied 12, but then fell into some trouble coming home with the double bogey on 15 and the bogey on 18. So right now, Bernard Langer sits at +3. That is 1 stroke behind the projected cut line at +2. That is not good news. He met with virtually everyone at the Masters, and they congratulated him for, what he has done in the 41 sensational years that he has been a part of all of this. But it's not going to work. And the same thing for Fred Couples, who, of course, won the Masters in 1982. Freddie started today out of the gate. It was a difficult first 9 for him with bogeys on 3, 4, and 7, the birdie on 9. But coming in, it was the exact same thing as Bernard Langer. He was at the cut line. He was at +1, then +2 after the bogey on 14. Unfortunately, he would also bogey 15 and bogey 18 to end up at +4. So those who have been longtime fans of this event and have loved the Masters forever, you start to see names like this that are going away, just are going away. Vijay Singh, the 25th year of his anniversary of winning the Masters, did announce that he would not be able to play this year because of an injury. He was one of just, I believe, 3 living golfers who were not part of the Masters dinner earlier in the week. Tiger Woods, obviously among them, everything that Tiger has been dealing with as of late. And then you look at Phil Mickelson, the 3-time winner. Phil yesterday, a +375. Phil had it to where he would be around for the weekend. He birdied 2 and 6, did have a bogey on 5, so went out minus 135, then got it to minus 2 for the day, right, with a birdie on 10, but had a double bogey on the par 5 15th, and then a bogey on 16. So overall today for Phil Mickelson, actually, I guess he still does have a couple of holes remaining. He's got 17 and 18, which are difficult holes to obviously score on. But for Phil Mickelson, he's going to have to come in birdie to get it at +2 in order to be around for the weekend. We got plenty to do tonight. We're going to be joined by Rick Shoemaker in about 35 minutes. We'll get his opinion on what he witnessed today during the second round of the Masters. And again, after our first break, I am going to give you a complete rundown with our leaderboard brought to you by Synovus Bank. It's also an interesting day in the National Football League if you look at quarterbacks, okay? First announcement, you have Drew Luck going to Seattle. What does that mean now for Sam Howell? Sam Darnold already, as we know, signed a contract to be the starter for the Seahawks. Geno Smith, as we know, was traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. Secondly, in New Orleans, Derek Carr possibly facing shoulder surgery. We've talked a lot about DJ Lagway and what's going on with the Gator quarterback, and he has not thrown this spring, and there just feels as though there's a lot of indecision as to what's going on there at Florida at quarterback. Well, the Saints are certainly dealing with quite a few problems right now, and among those are the latest with Derek Carr. Then you look at Cleveland. They bring back Joe Flacco. It's a one-year deal worth only $4 million guaranteed. He obviously can make much more money based on hitting incentives. And, you know, it's fascinating. When you look at 2 and 3, my guess are Cleveland is not interested at all in Shedeur Sanders, and New York at 3 is not interested in Shedeur Sanders. It just feels like there's more and more criticism that comes up towards him, everything from his personality to his immaturity to his overall skill set. I just don't know if he's worthy of being the second or third pick in the draft. But when you look at what the Browns have done and you consider what the Giants have done, it's basically Band-Aids at this particular point, right? Russell Wilson, a one-year deal in New York. Jameis Winston, a 2-year deal in New York. Joe Flacco today, a one-year deal in Cleveland. You still have Deshaun Watson, who's saying all the right things, right? He heard what Jimmy Haslam, the co-owner of the Cleveland Browns, said last week and responded by saying that, you know, he's going to be way better this year than he has been, and only time will tell. But who knows what Cleveland's going to end up doing there in what is considered arguably the worst trade and contract extension in the history of the National Football League. Today, Todd McShay brought up something that I hadn't heard. And, you know, expecting Cleveland to get Sanders at 2 or New York to get Sanders at 3, I think is a stretch at this particular time. But McShay said he thinks the Browns could trade up to number 15 and get Shedeur Sanders. The aforementioned Saints at number 9, Todd McShay actually has Jackson Dart going 9th overall to New Orleans to work with Kellen Moore, who, of course, is the new head coach of the Saints. And, again, rolling in a little bit earlier this afternoon, the very latest on Derek Carr and the shoulder problems that he does have. Right here in Jacksonville, it almost feels like unless you totally believe in Mason Graham, there's not a player who fits the 5th slot. Adam Kaplan last night really raised quite a few eyebrows when we had him on, and he said Ashton Genty would be the guy that he would select. And, you know, there are certain positions where you're just not worthy of the 5th overall pick. That absolutely is running back. But when you look at Genty and you start to compare him to all of the other draft prospects that are out there, this young man ranks so high I mean, he could be the top player in the draft. He could be the second highest rated player in the draft. My opinion is that Travis Hunter would be that. But if not, it's Genty. And for the record, as a Heisman Trophy voter, and I took some criticism from some of you on it, I actually voted for Genty to win the Heisman and not Travis Hunter. My sole reason was this, and I totally respect what Hunter did. But I don't think that if you put Hunter on Boise State, they would have put themselves in a position to be in the college football playoff. Whereas if you put Genty in Colorado, I think they would have won more games. And it's just my opinion, and that's how I took it to actually go forward with my decision this past year to vote for Genty to win the Heisman. All right, we got plenty to do here over the next couple of hours. Really fired up about tonight. Looks like Scheffler settled for par on 15. So, you know, he's not taking advantage of these par fives. Again, I'm going to give you a full leaderboard here coming up after our very first break. Just let me see Scheffler real quick. Par fives so far today. Well, he had a birdie on 2, and he had a birdie on 8. It's the backside, a par on 5, and a par on 13. So took advantage of the scoring holes on the front. Has not been able to do that coming in on the backside. Shweenez Vision. They help bring you the program each and every night. Do not be dazzled by paying for laser-assisted cataract surgery. All right? Shweenez Vision has it. All of these eye practices have it. It's advanced equipment that, is state-of-the-art, and it's really expensive. And in some cases, it's necessary. In some cases, it's absolutely needed, but not always, okay? Make sure you sit down with your eye doctor and someone that'll care for you and that you can trust. I had eye surgery 8.5 years ago with Dr. Neil Shweenez. Let me tell you, they're there, and they've saved over $1 million in cataract surgery charges over the last couple of years. They're really, into that, and that is something that I want you to understand. It's not always about making the fast buck. It's about what's doing right for their particular individuals who have gone to them for a long time and will continue to go to them for a long time. So check them out online. Go to Shweenez Vision. You can get all the testimonials as well at Shweenez Vision on Instagram. All right, when we come back, let's give you a leaderboard update. Let's get through that. Rick Shoemaker is going to join us as well this hour to talk about the second round of the Masters. You can always join us to talk about golf or anything that is draft-related with the Jaguars. The best way to do that, 641-1010 on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Bone-crushing blows to game-winning goals.
Yes!
Feel the energy on 1010XL.
History!
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This is Mike Lynch, PGA Golf Professional. Take it from me, if you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Tired of a plain and boring backyard? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop choice to beautify your home. With pavers, stonework, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, pergolas, and driveways. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town. Setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
poker players. The Run Good Poker Series is coming to Best Bet Jacksonville from April 24th to May 4th with 10 poker events, including the $1,200 main event, hosting a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool, and event number 1, a $400 no-limit hold'em tourney with a $200,000 guarantee. The action is non-stop. One in, win your seat through satellite starting April 4th at Best Bet Jacksonville. For all the Run Good Series structures and details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious?
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too. From Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Get ready for ice-cold action with the Jacksonville Icemen. Experience the thrill of hockey, the excitement of the game, and the local spirit. Full promotional schedule at JacksonvilleIcemen.com. Join the Icemen for a season full of unforgettable moments.
Surf in the Summer Surf Camp is now registering for camps this summer. Get your kids out to the beach this summer. For registration and session dates, log on to surfinthesummer.com. Surf in the Summer, Jacksonville Beach's premier surf camp.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Here we go. Told the Jug is open again on the west side. I've never been. How about you, Dylan? Those are your parts. You're
Yeah. Never been there.
I've never been there. I've gone to try to go in a couple of times, and it was closed. Didn't someone try to light it on fire like a year or so ago?
News to me.
Yeah, I think you can hop on the Google. I think maybe you'll find that, but I need to get there one of these times. I don't get to the west side all that much, but I'd like to make a special trip. I think we should go out drinking. I've always said this, go out drinking with some of our listeners, rent a hearse, and it'd be kind of eerie, but kind of cool. In a place that's carried, a vehicle that's carried a lot of dead bodies, but we could dress that bad boy up and just go hit dive bar to dive bar. If you're a yuppie, we're not interested. If you're classy, we're not interested. I mean, I'm a dive guy. Just found out I'm going to New Orleans in a week. It's a short little drive to New Orleans and fly back. And fired up about that. That's after Jamaica. That'll be actually in 2 weeks then. So I got a lot of vacation time that I've got to put in now because I take zero time off during football season. Alexander Law Practice. Want to welcome them in. Brand new to the Into the Night family. And I've known Rick Alexander for quite some time. He has made it his mission to fight for you and get the best possible result. I mean, a lot of people think, hey, listen, I got in a car crash. I can't take on the bigs, right? Maybe you don't have a lot of money. You're like, and you're injured. And you're just like, well, I don't even know what to do. I don't know who to call. I placed a call to this firm and they never got back to me. I get your frustration. All right, you're going to get an immediate return call from the Alexander Law Practice. You're going to get the care that you deserve at the Alexander Law Practice. You're not going to be asked to come out of pocket until everything is set at the end of the case. And obviously, in that situation, the money's going to be coming to you. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Just check them out online. They're outstanding. Really a great website, Alexander Law Practice. That's alexanderlawpractice.com. Or to set up a free review, 400-6600. I hope none of you have to use this because I don't want to see any of you out there get hurt. But you know what it's like driving these days. Everyone's got a cell phone going and one arm on the wheel and not paying attention. If you are injured, make sure you contact alexanderlawpractice.com. You've never been to the Jug?
Never been. It says it's on Lane Avenue, not far from my crib.
It's on Lane Avenue?
The Jug Saloon?
Man, I worked off Lane Avenue for 2-3 years, 4 years, whatever it was, when I worked at the Ball. I didn't know it was on Lane Avenue. It must be way down then. Because the radio station was right when you get off of I-10. It was probably down, I don't know, a mile and a half to the right off of Techney. But we need to go. We need to have an event. I think that'd be kind of cool. At the Jug. Here at the 9567 says the Truth Teller Bar Crawl. I love it. Anyone out there have a hearse that we can rent? Because we're not drinking and driving. And I just think I think a done-up hearse would be just perfect for our listening audience. All right? We don't need this snazzy stuff. I mean, if you can't get away with doing some ugly things in a hearse, where else can you? And that's the way that I do look at it. Oh, the counselor, Charlie Jimerson, my good buddy, says he's in. Trying to get Charlie to go out with me, see some of these Pink Floyd cover bands. Another one's coming in on May 20th. Oh, by the way, do you see they announced today that the Tuesday we'll get an opportunity to talk to James Gladstone and Liam Cohen about the draft. I love the timing here because I'll be in Jamaica Wednesday for the remainder of the week, so this fits in perfectly on Tuesday night. And also going to talk with one of the original members of America on Tuesday night. Sister Golden Hair and the Tin Man and Daisy Jane. And it just goes on and on and on with America. I've seen them a couple of times at the Florida Theater. They're absolutely outstanding. The bad news there is they start at 7:30. This show ends at 8, so I'm not going to be able to pull that off. But that'll all be part of things on Tuesday. All right, let's get to the golf. Second round of the Masters, the 89th running. All about Rory McIlroy today. What he did was just absolutely filthy. And right now he is tied for fourth place because Tyrrell Hatton is on fire here in the back nine. I said it was difficult to score with the wind that has appeared. All of a sudden, Hatton, after a bogey on 12, birdies on 13 and 15, so he's got it at -7. Bryson DeChambeau at -7. Justin Rose, of course, your leader at 8 under. The leaderboard is brought to you by Synovus Bank. The Synovus brand ambassador is Russell Henley, and he is competing for a green jacket. Unfortunately for Russell, he is going to be going home right around now because he is not going to make the cut. But I will tell you, there are 244 branches with Synovus Bank, 5 locally here in Duval. All right, Rory McIlroy, absolutely spectacular today. A 66, 6 under. He had 4 birdies, and he had an eagle on 13. The Canadian, Corey Connors, wraps up with a 70 today. He's at -6. How about Matt McCarty, the rookie? Second ever major, first ever Masters. This guy started 6-6. He had a double bogey on one, and he had a bogey on the par 5 second. Then he just absolutely went low. He had birdies on 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 15, 17, had a bogey on 18. So a 68, first time ever at the Masters, and a pretty incredible day, too, for Matt McCarthy. He's a left-hander out of Santa Clara. All right. Shane Lowry, 5 under par. The big man with a 68 today. Jason Day with a couple of holes to play. He is at -5. The latest on Scotty Scheffler looks like he just gave another one back. Scotty Scheffler's got a Phil Mickelson-esque card going. Birdies on 2, 6, 8, 12, and 14. Bogeys on 7, 10, 11, and moments ago on 16. Rory's playing better golf right now than Scotty Scheffler. You can Bryson DeChambeau me all night, Terrell Hatton me all night, Corey Connors me all night, Shane Lowry me all night. You can Justin Rose me if you want, the 45-year-old Englishman. This thing's coming down to Rory McIlroy, and it's coming down to Scotty Scheffler. And Scheffler was flawless yesterday. He had a clean card with no birdies. Rasmus Højgaard today, a 4 under. A 67. Victor Hovland -4. Former Masters champion Hideki Matsuyama with a 68 today. He's -3. Colin Morikawa, his struggles early yesterday, settled for a par round of 72, 3 under 69 today. Former Masters champion Patrick Reed. We need more Patrick Reeds in our life. We need more angry individuals on the golf course. Not you weekend warriors, but on the PGA Tour in general. And yes, I get it. Reed is on the LIV Tour. He lives in Jacksonville Beach now. Ludwig Oberg, a 73 today, +1 at -3 overall. Xander Schauffele at -2. Tommy Fleetwood, Davis Riley, Michael Kim, Brian Harman, the lefty from Georgia, former British Open champion, Brian Harman, all at 2 under. 1 unders include Sam Burns, 2-time Masters champion Bubba Watson, Min Woo Lee, another guy out of Georgia, and Harris English, Wyndham Clark, Max Homa, Nick Taylor, Tom Hoagie, Florida State Seminole Daniel Berger, all even par. Justin Thomas is even par. He's got 2 holes to play. A couple of other notables for you. John Rahm, the man who was sandwiched between Scotty Scheffler's wins at Augusta in 2022 and 2024. Much better today after a 75 yesterday. Looks like he's going to make the cut at +2. Patrick Cantlay +2. Zach Johnson +2. Jordan Spieth +2. All right, real quick. These guys are going home. Russell Henley, as I just said, a +3 today, a 68. That's 11 strokes better than his 79 yesterday. It's not going to be enough. Dustin Johnson's going home. We talked about Bernard Langer and Freddie Couples. They both missed it by 1 and 2 strokes, respectively. Tony Finau has 3 holes to go. He needs a birdie to get to +2. He sits at +3. Former champion Mike Weir +4. He's going home. Former champion Sergio Garcia +4. He's going home. Phil Mickelson, a hole to go +4. It looks like he's going home. Another former champion, Adam Scott, +5. Not going to be around for the weekend. A Gator and a Knoll both going home. Billy Horschel and Brooks Koepka. Cameron Smith as well, a 78 today for Cameron Smith. He is not going to make it. And I think that is basically it. How about a little bit of love for Nick Dunlap? He shot a 90 yesterday. Today he shoots a 71.
I think the most incredible thing about he shot at 90 yesterday, no 3 putts. So it was 18 over, no 3 putts yesterday.
That is pretty incredible. How about a 19-stroke difference in 2 rounds at Augusta? And can we get it up for Angel Cabrera? I mean, the guy's out of jail. He's fresh from the big house, and he finishes tied second for last at +11 and 80 today. The only Masters I ever went to, Angel Cabrera fought off Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson to win the green jacket. That's all brought to you by the good folks at Synovus Bank. 5 locations. right here in Jacksonville. All right, coming up next from Cimarron, let's talk to Rick Shoemaker. We love to bring him on whenever something big is going on in the world of golf. And yeah, round 2 at the Masters is enormous. That's on the other side.
Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. A much tougher day for Justin Rose compared to Thursday when he fired a 7-under 65. The Englishman signs for a 1-under 71, but he is still alone in the lead at 8-under par.
Kind of came out not really thinking about yesterday. I was pretty focused on what was, the job at hand today, and I felt like I got off to a good start. And then just, too many fives on the back nine. I chose to play the par fives conservatively today because they were into the wind. It would have had to have felt like I was forcing the issue to try to go for the greens there, so I was willing to be patient. And then, just a couple of bogeys, unfortunately, off pretty good swings. So, for the most part, I felt like I played and executed pretty well.
Yeah, 4 birdies, 3 bogeys on the card for Rose. He's up 1 on Bryson DeChambeau, who is 7 under. Final few players still on the course today, including defending champion Scottie Scheffler. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It is cooling off in the early evening at Augusta National. Scottie Scheffler has put on a blue sweater for the final 3 holes. Scheffler within 2 of the lead. He had 20 feet for birdie moments ago at 15, missed it on the low side left, but a tap-in par there. So Scheffler 2 under today for the round, 3 holes remaining. And within 2 of Justin Rose, who's at 8 under par, Bryson DeChambeau at 7 under, along with Scheffler at 6 under. Rory McIlroy with a 6 under 66 today, best round of the day to this point. Corey Connors also at 6 under, and Tyrrell Hatton, who is 3 under today through 14. Bernhard Langer will not make the cut in his final Masters, 3 over par. He'll miss by a shot. The 2-time Masters champion says this is his 41st and final Masters. And Nick Dunlap was sculling Boz left and right on Thursday, an 18 over 90. He responds with a round in red numbers, 1 under 71. It's the second largest improvement between rounds at the Masters. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. When you're experiencing sudden, unexpected dental pain, the last thing you want to hear is that your dentist can't see you until next week. That's why I'm so glad I found Harbor Dental Care. Whenever I call, they always find a way to see me within 24 hours, and they can usually fix whatever's wrong the same day. Plus, they have locations throughout Jacksonville, so no matter what side of town I'm on, I can always count on the same great care. If you want to find a dentist who believes in treating people right, learn more at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
It's
is heating up at Ride Now Jacksonville. Get water adventure ready with the 2024 Yamaha AR195 boat. With its supercharged engine, innovative design, and water sports features, the Yamaha AR195 is ready for anything you throw at it. Originally $46,000, now just $36,000. Oversized in-floor storage for wakeboards and extra gear, deck and hull design that maximizes space, comfort, and versatility like no other 19-foot boat. Ride Now Jacksonville on Blanding Boulevard. We'll meet or beat any price on all 2024 and prior models.
How many grand slam home runs did Yankee slugger Don Mattingly hit in his career?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
New York Yankees Don Mattingly hit 6 grand slams in 1987, but none throughout the rest of his 15-year career.
Southern Oak Insurance.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 11, 1965, at the 29th U.S. Masters Tournament, Jack Nicklaus wins the second of his 6 Masters titles, beating Gary Player and Arnold Palmer by a record 9 strokes.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today, 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
New and pre-owned firearms are always in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimbar, Smith & Wesson, Sig Sauer, and Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's the type of music we'll be playing too in that hearse. You can bring whatever you want as far as the cocktails, but I'm going to control the tunes. A birdie by Scotty Scheffler on 17. My goodness, the up and down round for the number one player in the world, trying to win the Masters for the third time in 4 years, he would join only Jack Nicklaus to accomplish that feat. Nicklaus did it in 63, 65, and 66. He's trying to win back-to-back. That's only happened twice. Faldo in 89 and 90, and Tiger Woods in 2001, 2002. So Scottie Scheffler with the birdie there, back at 6 under. And again, just incredible, man. Birdies on 2, 6, 8, 12, 14, and 17. Bogeys on 7, 10, 11, and 16. He's got a hole to play. And if he can par 18, he'll get out of there with a 70 after yesterday, just a flawless round, right? He had 4 birdies and 14 pars on Thursday for a 68, but that'll put him right there with Rory at -6. With apologies to Justin Rose and Bryson DeChambeau, and maybe Bryson DeChambeau. Now, he's won majors. He's won a couple of United States Opens, but I just think that that's where things are headed when we get to Sunday. Hey, no place I'd rather be than right here, Hogan Road. However, the Blue Crab Crab House would be pretty cool. They're open until 9 o'clock tonight, 4:30 to 9 tomorrow. Remember, on Sunday, they open at noon. They have $2.50 Bloody Marys, $2.50 mimosas. I've been trying now for over a decade to get the formula of their Bloody Mary. Okay, and I'm great friends with the owners, and they just won't tell me. It's like a secret recipe. I am a Bloody Mary connoisseur, and their Bloody Marys are absolutely spectacular. $2.50 Bloody Marys and mimosas. That is the deal Sunday. They're open from 12 to 9, right off of San Jose, located on Jillington Creek Road. We're getting all sorts of people telling us here that they're in for the hearse, that they own hearses, they own buses. Who owns a hearse? I mean, don't you own a hearse? I mean, don't you rent out a hearse? 6065 says, my buddy from school bought an old hearse. We loved it, but it didn't do us any favors with the ladies at first until Halloween rolled around. We were swimming in them, had the backup, yada, yada, with a little bar, beanbag chairs, pillows and blankets, good times. We don't need the ladies in the hearse. We just don't need them. This is about the guys going out to the jug and some great dives in town and digging our elbows into the bar and having a good time. The ladies want to pop in and say hi, hey. They're allowed to. But if they're scared of the hearse, they're scared of the hearse. I'm also hearing from like every other bar that is considered a dive here in Jacksonville, and sorry, I'm not going to give you the free plug. I've made the exception for the jug because it's the jug. And the 3690 now says the jug is over on Lenox next to Lowe's, just west of Cassett.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Okay. Yada, yada, yeah. We're getting a lot of people telling us now directions-wise where that is. Okay. Here's someone else telling us they had a phenomenal time playing out at Cimarron. Yeah, I asked for your input if you have been out there to play, right? And I do it for a reason. Because I think you're going to absolutely love the golf course. They've done some fantastic things as of late. No question about it. All right. The Ashton Genty situation, it's funny how this draft process has gone. It seemed like forever that it was Mason Graham, and that still is the popular pick. Then it felt like for a little while it was T-Mac. And then we were told that he wasn't going to run at the combine. That went away immediately. Then he did run, but it was kind of a 24-hour mirage, if you will, where the initial time was not correct. He ran like a 4.4 something, and it was reported. And it's 6'4", 219 pounds. A guy who runs a 4.4, it's like, wow, he's back in. Then a day later, we see it's somewhere between a 4.53 and a 4.6. And he doesn't have that speed that we had talked about. Then the video came out of him saying that he doesn't study film and that he's not a big fan of the game. And when you look at what James Gladstone has had to say and some of the things that he has put out there as far as his description of what they are looking for, that wouldn't really fit the mold. And then all of a sudden it became Travis Hunter for like a 2-week period, right? Oh, Shedeur Sanders is going to go 2 or 3. Abdul Carter's going to go. Cam Ward, it's only one other player. New England spent all this money on Carlton Davis. New England's not going to grab Travis. Fall 5. Now, that appears to be just completely dead to the point where I'll be surprised if Hunter gets through Cleveland in number 2. Now, all of a sudden, it's Ashton Genty. We've seen it a couple of places, and Adam Kaplan said that last night. And to me, this is just fascinating because a running back does not fit the 5th spot. And every time I say that, which has only been 2 shows now, I'm getting the Saquon Barkley comparisons. If you know he's going to be Saquon Barkley, then there's absolutely a no-brainer. You draft him at 5. I don't care what his position is. But there's no guarantee of that. There's been so many highly graded running backs that have come out that have not lived up to it. And the position has really been dumbed down. It's also, believe it or not, a really good running back draft class where you can find not proven guys, but guys who are expected to produce in the 2nd, 3rd round and on. So I'll be surprised if that happens, but that seems to be the latest. It really feels like, to me, Jacksonville would love to trade down. And I think a lot of teams would love to trade down at number 5. Let's get ready for our second hour. Let's do that. 641-1010 if you'd like to join us. That is the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Welcome to all those listening to us tonight and watching on YouTube, 1010XL into the night. You can check us out there, and as well, you can get me on Twitter. That is Ballou 1010XL.
Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by topdressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. The wind has been vexing this afternoon, gusts of more than 20 miles an hour from the west. Tyrrell Hatton is from England. Didn't seem to bother him much at 15.
You can hear that wind. It is hurting Tyrrell Hatton. 115-yard third shot from the fairway just through the crosswalk. So he's way back up there, down and through to a left-hand hole location. This is going to carry to the front of the green, and we got to check the spin. It bounces up to the middle, turns left, coming right down toward the cup. What a shot for Tyrrell Hatton. That spun all the way down to a foot. Tyrrell Hatton is 6 under. He's going to get to 7 under par here.
Brian Katrick, the call on Sirius XM. Hatton pulling to within a stroke of the lead with that birdie. Justin Rose 8 under. Hatton was at 7 under, but at 16. Hatton on the green with his tee shot at that par 3, but 50 feet away for birdie. The whole location up the hill. Hatton didn't hit it nearly hard enough. It rolled up, turned right back down the slope, about 40 feet for par. Hatton missed that, made bogey. So Tyrrell Hatton dropping back to 6 under and 2 back of Justin Rose. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bernhard Langer so close to making the cut at his 41st and final Masters. He misses by a shot at 3 over with a bogey at 18. The 67-year-old two-time Masters champion hugged Augusta National Chairman Fred Ridley just off the green. Let's check the leaderboard. Sponsored by Robinhood. Justin Rose on top at 8 under. Bryson DeChambeau one behind at 7 under. Rory McIlroy, Corey Connors, Scotty Scheffler, Tyrrell Hatton at 6 under, 2 back. Scheffler sending his drive at 18 way left of the fairway among the pines and a magnolia tree. He just birdied 17 to make it back to 6 under par. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
An ACL tear can be a devastating injury with prolonged pain and rehabilitation. Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari. I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon who grew up right here in Jacksonville and then went on to train with the world-renowned Dr. James Andrews. At Bari Orthopedics, we use the most current techniques to get you back in the field with less pain and quicker rehabilitation. We treat all types of sports injuries with the newest techniques available. Please call us for consultation or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors to get the job done right, Z Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit Coastal Equipment for a demo today.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in McClenny.
Joe C. for Florida Home AC, and now's the time to tune up that heating and AC unit. Take advantage of their $69 seasonal tune-up special. Keep warm in the winter and cool in the summer with Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark. Join us tonight for fireworks and tomorrow at 6:35 for more fireworks, presented by Ascension St. Vincent's. The first 2,000 fans through the main gate Saturday get a free Bluetooth speaker. Free face painting before the game on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day at 3:05. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets.
At Hurricane Grill and Wings, the wings are fresh, the drinks are cold, and the game is always on. With 30 bold flavors, ice-cold beer, and handcrafted cocktails, there's no better place to kick back and catch every play. Escape the ordinary. Your home for sports is Hurricane Grill and Wings.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters? You're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. Let's face it, your neighbor Steve still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Hey, yeah, I want to shoot, baby, shoot.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, the wind has really played a role here late at the Masters. You get the early wave yesterday, the late wave, the early wave today, the late wave. Wow. It has really picked up, and it's affected some scores, including with two legends. Freddie Couples and Bernard Langer both had an opportunity to make the cut at +2. They let it get away very late, and the wind played a factor there. Scotty Scheffler up and down, up and down. He just this way out left off of the tee. Did you see his approach, Dylan, before we bring in Rick Shoemaker?
He just poked it out from the trees.
All right, was he forced to drop, or was he able to hit out of there? Do you know?
Yeah, he hit out of there.
Okay. All right, and we'll see. Justin Rose yesterday, clean card. His only problem was there on 18 with a bogey. Let's bring in our golf analyst. Always love our conversations with Rick Shoemaker. Of course, he's the owner and operator of the Wild One Cimarron Golf Club on 210. Rick, you're taking a little bit of hockey tonight. That should be fun.
Oh, I'm down at the crazy Jacksonville Iceman game. We're a sponsor with them, the Wild One, and there's nothing more wild than hockey. And even the Masters this afternoon, for God's sake.
Yeah, and you know what? Traditionally, those hockey players, they're pretty good golfers.
They are. Sometimes they're out there to me. I'm like, hey, you're in Double-A, buddy. You might not want to play so much golf.
No doubt.
But I don't say it directly to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Rory McIlroy was just scary today. It felt like he was pretty patient early on with 8 pars and a birdie, but you look at what he did on the back 9 today, simply flawless.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Again, I think he's got some demons. But it's great to see him bounce back and put himself up there. I'm most excited about, frankly, seeing DeChambeau. I'm not a DeChambeau fan, but I'm a fan that these live players can come back out there and basically set the tone that, you know what, there's still some great players. The difficulty that the Tour and the Live is having, but it's great to see DeChambeau up there. And I think it creates a little bit of intangible excitement out there.
It's hard to really put in place right now in all sports who has gone from disliked or a heel to such a fan favorite than Bryson DeChambeau. Remember years ago when he ruffled feathers by calling Augusta National a par 67?
Oh, I agree. And look, what's unfolding with the Live Tour? I used to say this about Tiger. It would be incredible to see a player get to the point where, a little bit like Bobby Jones, where you only play in the top 4 or 6 events during the year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what's happening to Live Golf, right?
Yeah.
So to see somebody like DeChambeau for the next 2 or 3 years, if they only get to play in the majors, and they win one major a year, you're kind of like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, why else are you playing this game than to win majors? They have so much money, the top 100 guys now, so much money. And so to go out and play 4 to 6 times a year and you win a major, that's a nice career.
Scotty Scheffler did bogey number 18, so he bogeys 14, make that 16 and 18 in between a birdie on 17. So an up and down round today for Scotty Scheffler, shoots a 71. You know, Rick, yesterday it was a clean card. He had 14 pars, 4 birdies. This was a Phil Mickelson type of scorecard today for Scotty Scheffler.
It was. And I think it brings out a little bit of his putting. I didn't see what his fairway accuracy was, but I still think it comes down to his putting. He just is loose with that flat blade. I think it's psychological for him. But again, it just takes him getting on a roll like he did a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden he posted 65, and he's going to be playing in the afternoon this weekend. Those temperatures going into Sunday are, 49 in the morning. Again, I'm finding it hard to believe somebody below the top 20 can come back with that cold weather they're playing in.
Yeah. Best score today was a 66. We have a couple of 68s today. Actually, Rasmus Højgaard with a 67 today, but the scoring not like it was certainly a day ago. It just felt like the leader, and he's still the clubhouse leader going into round 3, and Justin Rose, certainly a 6-stroke difference from his 65 yesterday, but it really felt like he was grinding tee to green today.
Yeah, and look, he's not going to go away. Justin has the pedigree, has the swing, has the emotional components. He's going to be there Sunday. It's going to be a question of DeChambeau, Scheffler making moves, but I'd be shocked to see Justin fall off the chart versus somebody else take the lead from him.
Unfortunately, with that bogey there, we're not going to get Scheffler and Rory. It looks like it's going to be Justin Rose and Bryson DeChambeau as the final grouping tomorrow, and Rory McIlroy will go off with the Canadian Corey Connors. That'll be the second to last group. Talking with Rick Shoemaker. He's the owner and operator of Cimarron, golf analyst here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Kind of a sad ending today for both Fred Couples and Bernard Langer. We don't know if this is it for Freddie at 65. He hasn't said so, like Langer did going into the event. But they both were in the cut line before some bogeys coming in, 15 on. And I think we've lost Rick. Okay. He's cellular telephone. So anyway, nonetheless, I thought it was disappointing to see those two legends. Between them, they've won 3 Masters. Bernard Langer's won 2 of them, and, of course, Freddie Couples won back in 1982. Rick, we lost you for a second. I said that, they were both under the cut line, Fred Couples and Bernard Langer. They let it get away from them late in their round.
Yeah, of course. Look, I think, obviously, their age and stamina may have something to do with it. I mean, 7,600 yards takes a toll on anybody. And it's just amazing to see those two and what they accomplished. And that's what the game of golf, though, brings everybody, right? It allows us to enjoy sport. It's the only game, I always say this, it's the only game where you and I, Rick, tomorrow could hit a shot, hole out, not Scotty Scheffler, not Tiger Woods, not Jack Nicklaus could have replicated what we did. And you can't replicate what those two guys did. They beat the pants off those young kids, and it's exciting to see, especially as I turn 57.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt. All right, let's wrap with this. 11 under won the Masters a year ago. Justin Rose, -8. Bryson DeChambeau, -7. Rory and Corey Connors, -6. Several at -5, including Scotty Scheffler. Would you take -11 right now to win this year's Masters?
I would take it. I think, again, Justin is the wild card. I'm telling you, he can get hot and post another 67. That's the wild card. But if he just stays stable, I'm still got my money on Morikawa. You look at a couple of the rounds posted down there. My gosh, look at Patrick Reed. He's on the board. One of those guys posted 66, 67. It can put a little pressure on Justin. with those names and that type of pedigree. So that's going to be the difference.
Yeah. 6 birdies today for Colin Morikawa. So he's not too far off. He's only at, 3 under par. So he's 5 behind the leader in Justin Rose, but certainly well in good shape here heading into moving day. All right, Rick, give us the latest. What's going on this weekend over at the Wild One Cimarron Golf Club?
Well, the party's continuing, right? We're having a great time. Golf course is full. People are enjoying golf. We're loving what we're doing out there, providing what we believe is the best value in North Florida. We're not the best, but I think we're something for everybody. And I think that's what golf needs to be. Golf is an incredible sport. It brings so much joy to people of all levels, all ages. And we're just excited to be a part of such an incredible sport. The Masters are showcasing that. And, again, I appreciate you allowing me to be a part of your show and share the game of golf and Cimarron with everyone out there, your listeners.
Yeah, my pleasure. Love the golf course and had an outstanding time out there this week. Looking forward to getting out there again really soon. I am going to the Jamaica for a little bit, but when I get back from the island, look forward to getting back out there with you, Rick. Hey, enjoy the hockey game tonight. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
There he goes, Rick Shoemaker. Good stuff. Owner and operator of the Wild One. Cimarron Golf Club has such a bad name. Their reputation was just terrible. And they've been a long-time sponsor, and they've completely changed it. And that's why I promote it, okay? Tee to Green. Just go play it and go check it out and let me know. Let me know what you think. They've also totally redone the inside, the restaurant, the outdoors, the patio. They always have live entertainment. They had a guy picking and grinning the other night who I guess had been traveling and playing guitar with Marshall Tucker. I think all the original members of Marshall Tucker are gone. I may be incorrect there. But, I mean, this kid was sensational. I love live music. When we go on this dive bar hearse night out, we got to find a couple of these dives with live music, right? And people are trying to sneak in all these live bars. One out at the beach that I go to whenever I'm there. I'm just not going to mention it. I just can't do that. I love it. I love it. Hey, what a great question. 60-65. Ballou, if you knew for sure that these picks would equal Genty, Saquon Barkley, T-Mac, T. Higgins, Tyler Warren, Rob Gronkowski, who would you choose? What an unbelievable question. You know what? I'm going to save this for the other side. Let's come back and talk some Jaguars football because I need to give it a moment's thought. And the one thing, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take the one that I think would be the least popular, and that is Ashton Genty. But I'll tell you why on the other side.
Get Florida Gators play-by-play on 1010XL.
The Gators spring football game is Saturday afternoon at 1 on 1010 a.m.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. John's, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Spring and summer registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball. Plus, all new girls volleyball at Duval Charter Bay Meadows. I-9 Sports with fields and gyms all over 3 counties. And the best thing is I-9 Sports offers sports year-round so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 11, 1965, at the 29th U.S. Masters Tournament, Jack Nicklaus wins the second of his 6 Masters titles, beating Gary Player and Arnold Palmer by a record 9 strokes.
Hello, sports fans. Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I Am Beach's Dermatology are reminding you to wear your sunscreen. If you're an active parent hanging at the fields, in your boat to fish, or like to chill at the sandbar, wear sunscreen. But if you're the one that decided for years it's not cool, guess what? Cancer isn't cool either. So when grabbing the clubs for your tea time, gassing up the boat, or grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, make sure you bring the screen. Any concerns now? Give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford. In our effort to curb crime, drugs, and violence during the summer months, we are offering Friday Night Lights. It has already started and will be going until school starts back. It is every Friday night from 6:30 to 9:30 at the Blacktop, 5732 Normandy Boulevard, and behind the Potter's House Christian Academy. We manage 3 basketball courts. You are not running on the cement. We have covering on each court. The Lakers, the Magic, and the Heat. Ages 15 to 40 years old. This will give them something to do other than selling drugs and getting into trouble. We have monitors there giving leadership. We have to wake up, stand up, and speak up. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think. Or MattDadJacksonville.com.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit CSSOutdoor.com.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today, 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
If someone you love needs a pick-me-up, then it's time to get serious about it and send them a Kuhn floral arrangements. Dylan Denmark here with 1010XL. You'll be assured of a quality delivery, that's for sure. Log on and order online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, things winding down at the Masters. Scotty Scheffler gave one back on 18, so he is among the golfers at 5 under. The last grouping tomorrow, a pairing tomorrow, is, again, it's top 50 in ties. The cut line is going to be +2. Still a few golfers out there. But obviously things are set at the top. Justin Rose and Bryson DeChambeau are going to be the last two to tee off on Saturday on moving day. The twosome ahead of DeChambeau and Rose will be Rory McIlroy and Corey Connors. Then you have make that 4 golfers at 5 under. We'll see how they pair that. And is it still first in, first out? The rookie Matt McCarty is just a phenomenal story. I mean, the guy began with 2 6s. He had a double bogey on 1 and a bogey on 2 on the par 5. And then you have Shane Lowry, Tyrrell Hatton, and Scotty Scheffler all at 5 under. I'll give you a leaderboard coming up a little bit later on before we wrap things up. I do want to is that rain that I hear?
That was thunder you just heard.
Man, that rain is coming down. Unbelievable. We could use some in Bartram Springs, man. It's been like living inside a bubble over there as of late. Just absolutely no rain. But I hate it. Is it supposed to rain this weekend? There's nothing worse for the people who work all week, and then all of a sudden you look forward to the weekend and it rains then. Do we know? I never look ahead.
No rain, but it wasn't supposed to rain today, and it's coming down now. So
going to Tampa to see
how it is.
Yeah, going to Tampa to see my dad and my brother and his wife. So I will not be in these parts. 60-65, I think asks a really interesting question. If you knew that they would equal for Genty, Saquon Barkley, for T-Mac, T. Higgins, for Tyler Warren, Gronkowski, who would you choose? I would choose Genty. And I know that is going to surprise most of you because that is the shortest life expectancy in the NFL with the dumbed-down position of running back. It also doesn't equal premier wide receivers in the game. And when you look at Gronkowski, you're talking about one of the greatest tight ends to ever play. The two things that really stick out, number one, when you look at someone like T-Mac, if he's going to be T. Higgins and Gronkowski, if that's going to be Tyler, you're talking about guys that are going to be here for a decade plus. As great as Genty is, there's no guarantee he's around for more than 5 years because the way that running backs are looked at, right? The way that running backs, even if you are spectacular early on, just seems as though they get dismissed. And we went through that run, that period of time where running backs were getting very good contracts. And not one of them lived up to the deal. As great as Saquon Barkley is, what did he do in New York? Now, he was injured and he didn't have a quarterback. But that's the reason why I'm looking at Genty, okay? Look at what Barkley was this year in Philadelphia with a quarterback, with a nasty offensive line, with 2 very good wide receivers and a tight end, and obviously a really good defense, right? The way Vic Fangio rotated that defensive line was spectacular. Now, it's not fair to compare the roster of Philadelphia and Jacksonville. But if you bring in a guy like Genty, that is everything that I have hollered about for the past 2 to 3 months. You bring in a major upgrade. And listen, I like Tank and I like Travis Etienne. I'm not down on them. I think that they're not complete backs. I think Etienne doesn't have the greatest vision. I think Etienne doesn't have the spectacular speed. I think Tank, at times, it feels like he's not fully involved in the game, and certainly his hands are an issue. You're getting a fantastic football player. Again, the question is, he's going to be Barkley. So if all of a sudden you get Genty and he's Barkley, the first thing it does is it takes so much pressure off of Trevor Lawrence. And Liam Cohen talked about that last week when he met with the media. And Liam Cohen and James Gladstone separately have both given the media, to you, the fans, several reasons why the offensive line has to be so important to this football team, and it hasn't. And if all of a sudden your offensive line is improved and you have a running back like Genty who can give you the same type of production as Barkley, that's where I'm going. And again, my guess, Dylan, we'll get your opinion on this. My guess is that that's not going to be the popular pick. You're going to say, hell no, give me a T. Higgins on the other side of Brian Thomas Jr. Hell no, give me a Gronkowski for 10 years, a dominant time. And I get it, and I understand it. And those two positions are going to make Trevor Lawrence that much better as a passing quarterback. But I get the feeling that Liam Cohen in Jacksonville really wants to run the ball. They really do. And if you can run the ball, then that in itself is going to make Lawrence better and open up your passing offense. All right, so who would it be? Genty, T-Mac, or Tyler Warren? Dylan, again, the comparisons are Saquon Barkley, T. Higgins, and Rob Gronkowski.
I would lean running back slightly, but not by much. For everything you just said, I just go back to 2 years ago when Trevor was hurt, and he got the concussion, he had the shoulder problem, or not the shoulder problem, he had the knee problem, and those last 6 weeks, it was like a game time decision almost every game, and he didn't practice, and we did not have a run game whatsoever. What would have helped in that situation? A run game. That game, those 6 weeks down the stretch, Trevor had to do everything on offense. And if you would get a great receiver, yes, it helps. But you see that Cincinnati with a bad offensive line, 2 great receivers help, but I don't think it helps that much as a running back would. A good tight end helps a lot too. But Warren, I feel, just doesn't give you that home run that Gronkowski would.
Yeah.
Saquon gives you that home run. Doesn't matter if you're your own 40 or your own 30. At any time he can take one and go to the crib.
Let's look at Tampa Bay for a moment. Last year, their pass-to-run ratio, Baker Mayfield threw the ball 570 times. Kyle Trask threw it once. All right, 571 passing attempts for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the reason why we're looking at Tampa, obviously, is Liam Cohen called plays last year in Tampa. They ran the ball 483 times. Okay, 571 to 483. Let's dive into the Jaguars a year ago. Trevor threw it 284 times. Mac Jones threw it 262 times. The Jaguars put the ball in the air 546 times a season ago. They ran the football 414 times. Okay, so you can just look at the difference. And what I really like here about Tampa Bay, and I think they went from last in rushing in the NFL to, I believe, top 2, top 3. I'd have to look back on that. But Bucky Irvin is a rookie. He was a 4th-round pick, Bucky Irvin. They got him out of Oregon. He carried the ball 207 times for 1,122 yards. He had an average of 5.4. Okay? Rashad White, 144 carries, 613 yards, an average of 4.3. Baker, actually 60 carries for 378 yards for Baker Mayfield. That's better than I expect. Let me check Trevor again. And obviously he was injured. Let's see, Trevor last year, 26 for 119, an average of 4.6. Let's see, the average was 6.3. Okay, so Baker did have certainly a better year. And Sean Tucker as their 3rd running back, okay? 50 carries, 308 yards, 6.2. So your top 3 running backs, that's 1,122, 630. You went for more than 2,000 yards rushing on about 350, on about 400 carries, and you had averages of 5.4, 4.3, and 6.2. That is absolutely spectacular. Let's look at the Jaguars. Tank Bigsby, 168 carries, 766 yards, an average of 4.6. That's good. It is. It's certainly improved. It's I don't think it's anywhere near top 20 running back in the NFL. I'm not saying he can't get to that level, but it was certainly a much better second season for Tank Bigsby than it was as a rookie. Travis Etienne did nothing a year ago. 150 carries, 558 yards. The man averaged 3.7 yards a carry. We all know that Travis missed his rookie year. When he played in 2022, he got it 220 times but had an average of 5.1. The last 2 years for Travis Etienne, even in 2023, when he got it 267 times and ran for 1,008 yards, so he went for more than 1,000 yards, both in 2022 and 2023. But look at his average per carry. And this is because primarily they've had a terrible offensive line. I mean, that's all I complain about. I complain about the offensive line all the time. It just drives me insane that they haven't been able to fix it. This guy's average per carry from 2022, 3 and 4 has gone from 5.1 to 3.8 to 3.7. This is his final year. This is his fifth-year option. He's gone. He's just like Devin Lloyd. He's gone. Now, even though they picked up his fifth year, even if he has a really good year, I just don't think that they're going to pay him top market value at running back after 5 years here in Jacksonville, including the first year where he was injured. It just doesn't make sense, financially speaking, to pay an average running back that amount of money. So I think this is the end of the road for Travis Etienne. That's another reason why bringing in Genty would be, I think, such a popular move. $32.99. Genty has Barry Sanders level senior year stats, legit competition. Yeah, Barry played in what? The old Big 8. And Genty they played Oregon early, but for the most part, he didn't play the competition that you would want. But, I still hear NFL types talk about this. Look at what Adam Kaplan said to us last night on the show. Right? I heard Prisco on earlier today saying that he has him as the third best player in this draft. How many times have you heard on Into the Night and on other shows that there are 6 first-round grades? Adam Kaplan last night told us 8 first-round grades. Out of all the analysts that I've had on, the most for a first-round grade that I've heard was 13. So if you can't get Abdul Carter and you can't get Travis Hunter, I know the running back position isn't equal the 5th player. But is anyone equal the 5th player? You're not going near a quarterback. What if you don't love Mason Graham? What if you don't love Jalen Walker? What if you don't love Will Campbell? What if you don't love Membu? What if you like him, but you say, no, they're not the 5th pick. And you got a chance to get one of the top 3 highest rated players, even though the position doesn't fit it. I got to tell you right now, the way that they have stressed the offensive line and their thought on running the ball, I think this is starting to come into play just a little bit. And we'll see. We got 2 weeks. We got less than 2 weeks into a Friday now. But if you want to comment on that, we'd love to hear from you. 641-1010, best way to join us. We'll come back, grab some of your input there. Also give you our final Masters leaderboard of the night, brought to you by the good folks over at Synovus Bank.
Now, a Masters update on 1010XL, brought to you by TopDressing.com and St. John's Middle School Athletic Association.
From the Augusta National Golf Club, Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the Masters. I'm Ted Emmerich. What makes Scotty Scheffler great is how he limits damage. Take his problem at 18. Ripped his drive left of the fairway into the pine straw and under a magnolia tree. Scheffler clambered under the low branches looking like a kid at recess. He punched out back to the fairway, sent his third over the green, but with a gorgeous pitch, Scheffler made sure he didn't blow up.
Now Scheffler for bogey over it from 2 feet on the way, rolls it in, and Scotty Scheffler has shot 71 in his second round. And the reigning Masters champ only made 2 pars on the second 9, but very much in the picture at 5 under and 3 off the Justin Rose lead.
Mike Tirico the call on Sirius XM. Yeah, Scheffler with 4 bogeys, 3 birdies on the second 9, including a chip-in for birdie at number 12. You're listening to coverage of the 2025 Masters on Westwood One.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Springfest deals are still in full swing at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for only $10. And get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $300 when you buy 2 or more select GE kitchen appliances of $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I pull on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Just a handful of golfers left on the course in the second round at the Masters. Sun dipping low, temperatures dipping into the 60s. Let's check the leaderboard, sponsored by Wrangler. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Justin Rose has the lead, just like he did at the end of the first round. 8 under par after a 1 under 71. That score at 8 under holding despite the charges of Bryson DeChambeau and Rory McIlroy. DeChambeau a 4 under 68 to move to 7 under. He's 1 back. And McIlroy back in the mix with a 6 under 66. He is 6 under for the weekend, along with Corey Connors, who had a 2 under 70 today. At 5 under, Matt McCarty, Shane Lowry, Scotty Scheffler, and Tyrrell Hatton, who just closed with a par at 18. Jordan Spieth makes the cut on the number at +2 with a bogey on the finishing hole. From Augusta, I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is John Johnson with First Coast Recycling. We buy junk cars. If you have a car or a truck that you're looking to get rid of, then look no further. If you absolutely, positively have to get that car out of there, accept no substitutes. Fast cash is at your fingertips. Just call First Coast Recycling at 904-294-1659 today for a quick and easy quote. Come on, let's take your driveway back.
Yo, it's your main man E.T. here, and it's time to make those summer break plans. Clay County is calling. From paddleboarding on Doctors Lake to reeling in the big one on Black Creek or cruising the St. Johns River. There's no better place to dive into warm weather fun. Enjoy live music, local festivals, food trucks, and fireworks lighting up the night. Discover scenic parks, hidden trails, and must-visit local gyms. Your summer adventures start here. Visit exploreclay.com.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Yo, E.T. here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. And rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days than bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar, Twin Peaks. Scratch kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge. Come on, somebody.
Mia O'Brien is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated ViStar Ballpark. Join us tonight for fireworks and tomorrow at 6:35 for more fireworks. Presented by Ascension St. Vincent's. The first 2,000 fans through the main gate Saturday get a free Bluetooth speaker. Free face painting before the game on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day at 3:05. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
How many different denominations of paper money are currently being used?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 7 denominations of U.S. currency. The 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100 bills.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
It's heating up at Ride Now Jacksonville. Get water adventure ready with the 2024 Yamaha AR195 boat. With its supercharged engine, innovative design, and water sports features, the Yamaha AR195 is ready for anything you throw at it. Originally $46,000, now just $36,000. Oversized in-floor storage for wakeboards and extra gear. Deck and hull design that maximizes space, comfort, and versatility like no other 19-foot boat. Ride Now Jacksonville on Blanding Boulevard. We'll meet or beat any price on all 2024 and prior models.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
The magical basketball ride continues for Gators fans this weekend, and now you can remember all 34 Gators wins with a full-size Season to Remember basketball for only $149.95, featuring scores of every game along with embossed logos, championship history, and more on panels of the ball. Order now. Get one of only 5,000 licensed balls. Call 800-345-2868, 800-345-2868, or visit nikcosports.com.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Now let's talk about Rory McIlroy today. A 66 during the second round of the 89th Masters. He had a birdie on 8 pars going out, so a minus 135. And then he did this. 4 consecutive threes. Birdies on 10 and 11, a par on 12, eagle on the par 5 13th. Also birdied 15, so a clean card of 66. Rory McIlroy finds himself 2 shots off the lead where Justin Rose, after a 65 yesterday, posted a 71 today. He will join Bryson DeChambeau tomorrow as the final pairing that'll go off on moving day. I want to say those are the only, Bryson DeChambeau is the only golfer who has posted 2 consecutive rounds in the 60s with a 69 yesterday and a 68 today. Rory McIlroy will play with Corey Connors, both at 6 under. Connors today with a 70. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the leaderboard. It's brought to you by Synovus Bank. The Synovus brand ambassador is Russell Henley. Unfortunately, he missed the cut by 1 stroke. It was +2. I have unofficially 53 golfers. It's top 50 plus ties. That could be incorrect, but I believe it is at 53. Synovus Bank, 244 branches, including 5 locally right here in Jacksonville. Okay, so I gave you the top 4. 5 under par. Matt McCarty, the rookie, his first ever Masters. Guy began with 2 sixes, a double bogey and bogey, and then just settled down with 8 birdies, man. A 68 today. So he is at 5 under. Shane Lowry, Terrell Hatton, Scotty Scheffler at 5 under. Scheffler up and down today after a clean card 68 on Thursday, a -171 today on Friday. Okay? At 4 under par, Victor Hovland, Jason Day, -4. Rasmus Højgaard, -4. 3 unders include Colin Morikawa, Hideki Matsuyama, Sungjae Im, Patrick Reed, Ludwig Oberg at 3 under. Those among 2 under. Okay, let's see here. Xander Schauffele is at -2. Tommy Fleetwood, Davis Riley, and Michael Kim. Also Brian Harmon. 1 under par. Sam Burns, Bubba Watson, Min Woo Lee, Harris English. So that gives us 26 golfers who are 1 under or better. So 26 golfers in red figures as we head to Saturday's round. Several at even par: Wyndham Clark, Max Homa, Nick Taylor, Justin Thomas, Tom Hoagie, Daniel Berger, Matt Fitzpatrick, Aaron Rye, Davis Thompson, all sitting at even par. +1, B.H. Ann, Brian Campbell, Maverick McNeely. +2s, and that is your cut line. John Rahm. Remember, John won it in 2023, sandwiched in between when Scotty Scheffler won the Masters in both 2022 and 2024. A couple of other former Masters winners are around for the weekend. Danny Willett, +2, and Charles Schwartzel at +2. Also at 2 over, Patrick Cantlay, J.J. Spawn, J.T. Poston, Jordan Spieth, Tom Kim, another green jacket winner, Zach Johnson, Stephen Yeager at +2 from the LIV Tour, Joaquin Niemann at +2, Max Greyersman at +2, and Akshay Bhatia at +2. So there you have it. That is everyone who will be around. Russell Henley, as we mentioned at the top, the ambassador for Synovus Bank, unfortunately missed it by 1 stroke. DJ missed it by 1 stroke. Bernard Langer, in his final ever Masters, 41 years worth, the 2-time Masters champion, missed it by a stroke. Keegan Bradley missed it by a stroke. Tony Finau missed it by 2 strokes. Sergio Garcia missed it by 2 strokes. Fred Couples in his 40th Masters. Both Couples and Langer were at the cut line, and they were actually a stroke or 2 before the cut line, and they just let it get away on those final holes. If you didn't see anything today, the wind really did pick up late in the tournament. All right, others who did not make the cut include a former Gator and a former Seminole, and Billy Horschel and Brooks Koepka. Phil Mickelson did not make it. Jacksonville native Cameron Smith did not make it. And I think that's basically Will Zalatoris did not make it. And we'll leave it at that. How about a little bit of recognition for Nick Dunlap, who shot a 90 yesterday, but bounced back today and shot a 71 during the second round of the Masters. He does finish in last place, but you got to give guys some credit for going through it. And again, 19 strokes less during his Friday round.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Service by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
All right, I heard a little rumor. Actually, I read it on a bathroom wall.
Okay.
You're playing golf tomorrow.
I am. First time in about 2.5 years, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think my buddy's got the Masters itch, and, they asked me if I wanted to play. I said, what the heck? So we're going to go out there and shoot it around a little bit.
You and I have probably played a half dozen rounds before, but it's been 10 years plus.
Yeah, I used to play a lot. That's the reason they call me the hacker, so my golf game is awful. But for whatever reason, I just kind of got out of it. But, maybe tomorrow will kind of be the beginning of a new venture in golf for me.
Outstanding, man. I think it's a great part of being alive, and have a great time out there playing some golf with your friends tomorrow. Round 2 at the Masters, man. The wind picked up late, and it certainly affected the scoring.
Isn't it crazy what one day can do to the next? You mentioned Dunlap going from a 90 to a 71. How about Rory McIlroy? I mean, 4 over on his final 4 holes yesterday afternoon. He comes back and shoots a 6 under 66 and is now right in the middle of this thing. Just a great comeback for Rory McIlroy.
And listen, he was scary today. If he plays anything like this, he's going to walk away with this thing. I really do believe that. We shall see. Up and down day today for Scottie Scheffler. But it'll be interesting with Rory because he's got so much pressure on him, and they always say it's between the ears. Today, he got some good breaks. Yesterday, he got some bad breaks, but it's going to make for a phenomenal weekend.
It will. I'm excited about it. It's a great leaderboard. All the guys you want to be in contention, most of them are in contention. Hopefully that lasts to tomorrow and into Sunday and that final round at Augusta. As they always say, Rick, it doesn't officially begin until the back 9 on Sunday at Augusta National.
That's going to be a blast. All right, what's coming up?
This Nico Ilimali story in Knoxville is wild to me. And I want to get into it. Basically, for people that haven't heard, he's essentially holding out for more money. That's the rumor. And we had Jimmy Himes on, who's well-connected in Knoxville. He thinks Nico's done.
Oh.
He thinks he's entering the portal on April 16th and is leaving Tennessee.
Where the hell would he go?
Well, in the spring portal, you can't go into the conference, which I didn't know. So he can't be anywhere in the SEC. There's already rumblings potentially about Colorado. Of course there is. There's rumblings about Oregon. Remember, he's a West Coast guy. He's from California, so we'll see. But just a wild story, and I want to get into that pretty in-depth here in the first hour.
All right. Have a lot of fun and enjoy your round of golf tomorrow.
Appreciate it, Rick.
It's going to do it for us, folks. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Masters. Hopefully, I guess it's storming right now. If you're going to get out, hopefully the rain will go away again. I don't hop on the Doppler. I just don't. I'm going to go see my dad in Tampa, go see my brother and his wife, along with my GF. So be in Tampa this weekend. But I'll be back and ready to go on Monday. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. You have a great weekend as well.
Thank you. You as well.
To all the listeners, have a good one. My name is Rick Ballou. I'll be back Monday at 6.